Sorry for this review being a little bit late today, Chibits. The reason why is because I've been feeling a little bit under the weather today, so expect all the other anime that I've yet to review to be up very soon. I took some time to rest today, so yeah, expect the rest of the reviews I've yet to do up later tonight. Now, I noticed something very interesting about this episode of Taizai, and I want to tell you something. If you have yet to find out exactly what it is, I'm about to let you know. I was watching the opening song of Taizai after getting up from being groggy from sleep, and I'm watching the opening of Taizai because the opening's really badass. Well, in the opening song, there is an actual shout out to me. I'm not joking with you. I'm going to actually have the picture on the screen for you to see it. I want to tell you something right now. I want to say, if you're the fan subgroup that's currently watching this right now, if you're watching this, I want to say something real quick. It takes a strong person, a strong woman, strong man, to actually admit and acknowledge someone's opinion. So I want to tell you right now, if you are watching this review right now, thank you for understanding my opinion, and by no means do I actually attack you directly as a person. I'm just saying that I was stating my opinion about the fan subs. And so, overall, I'll tell you what, that was pretty interesting how you said you were going to arrest me, but I'm going to be the Pirate King, so you can't really arrest me. Anyways, talking about this episode of Taizai. Okay, so in this week's episode of Taizai, we have an entire fight in the forest with Gilthunder, Meliodas, and Diana. Diana, best girl, has arrived. Oh my god, Diana is amazing. She is downright best girl in this series. She really is. And I'm just glad I finally got to hear her voice actor for the first time in the anime. She just sounds like everything I envisioned her to sound in this series. And then the entire bit with Gilthunder, oh my god, that voice actor is freaking badass. I love that voice actor of Gilthunder. I'm saying it right now. I love it. I really love that voice actor. And personally, getting to see how the fight was done in this episode, that was just badass. I felt like the music, the atmosphere, the mood, it was just so badass. It was. I mean, when I saw these characters I've been wanting to see fight for a very long time since I first read the manga finally square off in the anime episode, I was just jumping for joy in this episode. I was really just so freaking excited seeing Gilthunder being a badass, fighting with his, like, lightning-based sword, and when you see Meliodas just dodging, breaking out of his, like, barrier, that was just crazy. And the thing is, at the end of this episode, if you watch after the credits, you will actually see Meliodas just get up. He's like, oh, I'm fine, after he gets a big slash mark on his back, like right where his back is. And that what you can get out of that scene is that Meliodas was messing around with Gilthunder the entire time in that fight, and that he was just waiting until he got injured, and then he was seeking information by Gilthunder. And that's exactly where the ending of this episode left off of. That was incredibly funny, because we found out about two different sins. We found out about the Sin of Sloth, that's supposedly dead, and we also found out about the Fox's Sin, which right now, it seems like the Fox's Sin is locked up in some form of prison, so I'm guessing that's exactly where we are going to be heading next in this series. Now, the atmosphere with the music, I felt like they nailed it. They definitely nailed the music for this episode. I mean, that badass music, when you heard that fight go down, I was just fangasming so hard. I really was. And then along with the entire bit with Diana's, like, confession to Meliodas, like, oh, I love you, Captain! I was like, oh, that was just amazing. Oh, when you saw Diana just holding freaking Meliodas in one hand, she's like, And then she's like, oh, Captain! That was adorable. Really, really adorable. I mean, it's really unique to actually have one of the main characters as a giant. I mean, that's rare. We barely ever see characters like that in a series, especially a shonen, and to see something like that as probably one of the main cast members of the series, that definitely changes things up a notch. Now, there was a couple of fan service scenes in this episode I noticed, and for the most part, it's not that bad, but they can be distracting for some, depending if you really do not like fan service. But as always, I will say the fan service will tone down eventually. Now, with the fan service though in this episode, I do have to admit that it's kind of original, the way the fan service was done. It was really enjoyable for the most part, especially when you had Meliodas snatch Elizabeth's pantsuit like nothing. Like instantly, like she realizes like her pantsuit's instantly gone. She's like, whoa, what happened to it? She doesn't even realize that Meliodas stripped her. And I'm like, oh my god. I never really realized much about that scene when I read the manga. I mean, I knew what he did, but I didn't think much about it. And then to actually see this of how fast he is to just strip her, I'm like, holy shit. Now, this episode, like I said, a wonderful episode for any Taizai fan. I just cannot wait for next week's episode. I really can't. And overall, tell me your thoughts in the comments below how you felt about this week's episode of the 7 Deadly Sins. Oh yes, I actually want to mention one more thing before I end this review. Supposedly, from what we found out in this episode, is that the sins were framed. They were actually framed for the death of the Commander Zarathustra. And right now, we see how pretty much the Seven Deadly Sins have been labeled as criminals, like sinners and stuff, and they're trying to probably prove their name for the rest of the series, as we can see in this episode, because they're being blamed for this person that died. The question is, who exactly killed the commanding officer, like the Holy Knight, the leader, the captain of the Seven Deadly Sins? Like, who killed Zarathustra? That's the big question we have to think right now. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me your thoughts about this episode. I love y'all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.